The moment no one expected, yet everyone had been secretly waiting for, finally happened. And it unfolded in the most ordinary place imaginable. An airport. It started quietly. Almost too quietly for something that would soon shake the entire fandom. Early in the morning, when the air still carried that soft, sleepy stillness, a few fans gathered near the departure terminal, holding on to a rumor that had been floating around for hours. Could it be true? Were the members of BTS really leaving for Japan today? Or was it just another false alarm? Another whisper in the endless ocean of speculation? No one knew for sure. But then, everything changed as a black van slowly pulled up to the entrance, its tinted windows reflecting the anticipation of the crowd. At first, there was hesitation, fans leaning forward, trying to catch a glimpse, hearts racing faster with each passing second. And then, like a scene straight out of a movie, the door slid open. Gasps filled the air. One by one, the members began to step out. The energy shifted instantly. It was no longer just curiosity, it was electricity. Cameras were raised, phones trembling slightly as fans tried to capture every second. This wasn't just a departure. This was a moment, a memory in the making. And then, there he was, Jungkook, dressed in a dark, effortlessly cool outfit. His presence alone was enough to send waves through the crowd. A black cap pulled low, a mask covering part of his face. But even then, nothing could hide his aura. It wasn't just about visuals. It was the way he carried himself. Calm, grounded, yet undeniably magnetic. For a split second, it felt like time slowed down. And then he did something no one expected. He looked up, directly toward the fans. There was a brief pause, as if he was taking in the moment, as if he could feel the love radiating toward him. And then, gently, he raised his hand and waved. That was it. That simple gesture, but it shattered everything. The crowd erupted. Some fans screamed, others froze, overwhelmed by the reality of what they were witnessing. Because this wasn't just Jungkook waving. It was Jungkook acknowledging them, seeing them, connecting with them. And in that moment, something deeper happened. It wasn't just an idol and his fans anymore. It was something real, something emotional, something unforgettable. As the other members gathered around, the dynamic between them added another layer to the scene. Jimin stayed close, their proximity immediately catching the attention of fans who had been watching closely. There was something about the way they moved together, natural, unforced, almost instinctive. Was it planned, or was it just them being them? No one could say for sure, but fans noticed it. They noticed everything, every glance, every step, every subtle interaction. And that's when the whispers began. Did you see that? They're really together, Jungkook? The hashtags would come later. The edits, the theories, the endless discussions across social media platforms. But right there, in that raw, unfiltered moment, it wasn't about labels or ships. It was about emotion. Pure, unfiltered emotion. As the members prepared to enter the terminal, Jungkook turned back one more time. Just for a second. Just enough to create another wave of reactions. Why did he look back? Was it intentional? Was it instinct? Or was it something deeper, something he couldn't fully express but wanted fans to feel? No one had the answer, and maybe that's what made it so powerful. Inside the airport, the atmosphere remained intense. Even with security keeping things under control, the presence of BTS was impossible to ignore. Travelers who had no idea what was happening suddenly found themselves caught in the middle of a global phenomenon. Some stopped and stared. Others quickly pulled out their phones, because even if you weren't part of the fandom, you could feel it, that energy, that pull, that undeniable presence. Jungkook walked with quiet confidence, his steps steady, his expression hidden but his aura unmistakable. Every movement felt intentional, yet natural. And even in a place as chaotic as an airport, he stood out effortlessly. It wasn't just about fame. It was something more, something you couldn't quite explain, but you could definitely feel that as they approached the check-in area. The members stayed close together, occasionally exchanging words, subtle smiles, small gestures that spoke volumes to those paying attention. Fans continued to watch, analyze, and react in real time. Did Jungkook just laugh? Jimin looked at him again. Wait, what did they say to each other? Every second became a piece of a larger puzzle. A story that fans would later replay over and over again. And then came the moment that truly sealed everything. As they prepared to move further inside, Jungkook paused. Just for a second, he adjusted his cap slightly, then lifted his gaze once more toward the fans who were still watching from a distance. And then, he waved again. But this time, it felt different, softer, more personal, almost like a silent message. Thank you. Or maybe wait for us. The reaction was immediate. Fans couldn't hold back their emotions anymore. Some were seen tearing up, others covering their mouths in disbelief. Because this wasn't just another airport appearance. This was something special, something rare, something that felt real. As the members finally disappeared from view, the crowd remained frozen for a moment, like they needed time to process what had just happened. Did that really just happen? Was it real? Or was it just another dreamlike moment that would fade too quickly? But no, this was real. And within minutes, the internet exploded. Videos started circulating. Clips of Jungkook waving, of his subtle interactions, of that final glance back. Each one replayed thousands, then millions of times. Hashtags trended globally. Hashtag Jungkook Airport, hashtag Jungkook, hashtag BTS Japan, hashtag Kookman. Fans from all over the world joined the conversation, sharing their thoughts, their emotions, their theories. Some focused on his visuals. Why does he look unreal? Even with a mask, he's glowing. Others couldn't stop talking about his gestures. That wave. I can't. He looked back. He looked back. And then there were those who felt something deeper. Did anyone else feel like he was saying something without words? It felt emotional. It didn't feel like just an airport moment. And maybe they were right, because sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the loudest ones, they're the quiet ones. The ones that happen in between. The ones that leave you with questions instead of answers. AS news spread that BTS was heading to Japan. Speculation about their schedule began to rise. Was it for a performance? A special event? Something bigger? No official confirmation came immediately, and that only made things more intense, because the mystery added another layer to an already unforgettable moment. What were they preparing for? Why now? And what did that airport moment really mean? For Jungkook, this wasn't just another trip. That IT felt different. Fans could sense it. The way he carried himself, the way he interacted, the way he looked back. Everything felt intentional, and that's what made it unforgettable, because in a world where everything is often planned, filtered, and controlled, this moment felt raw, real, unscripted, and that's something you can't fake. As the plane took off, carrying BTS toward Japan, fans were left with more than just videos and photos. They were left with a feeling, a memory, a moment that would stay with them long after the excitement faded. Because sometimes, it's not about what happens next, it's about what just happened. And in this case, it was everything. But the story doesn't end here, because for fans, moments like these aren't just memories, they're beginnings. Beginnings of new theories, new discussions, new emotions. Let me ask you this. What do you think that moment meant? Was it just a simple airport departure? Or was there something more hidden behind Jungkook's gaze, his wave, his silence? Did he try to tell fans something without words? Or was it just a beautiful coincidence that felt deeper than it actually was? And most importantly, why did it feel so unforgettable? Tell me what you think. Because sometimes the truth isn't in the moment itself, it's in how we feel about it.